for right now, we're just gonna stick to the characters who are introduced in the sequence in the courtroom.
Rare things happen all the time. Then.
Yeah, I know. So in the courtroom, Harvey decides to flip for it with Rachel, and that's when we're introduced to the coin, the lucky silver dollar that he has. That of course turns into the famous Two-Face coin. Now, this has big background in the comics, and that leads us into our next competition thing. Originally, in the very first appearance of Two-Face, Boss Maroni owns the double-headed coin as a lucky piece.
Okay.
And Dent had it as evidence in his hand when he got scarred, and the acid dripped onto the coin and created the scar side, I think. Or he carved it himself, and he saw the coin as a reminder of the accident that happened to him, or the attack that had on him, and so he decided to use it as a tool. Later on, there was in 1989, there was a Sunday comic strip by William Mesner Loebs, was the writer, who came up with the idea that Bruce Wayne and Harvey Dent were friends.
Okay.
In the first place, and we're gonna get
in there ever since.
And it's been there. Yeah, it's been there ever since. And the two-headed coin was a gift that Bruce gave him, which turns into a cruel irony later that gift is later used against him when he's Batman. But the most famous origin of the two-headed coin that they're kind of drawing off of is from a story in Batman Annual number 14 called The Eye of the Beholder.
Okay.
And that is one of the strongest versions of the origin of Two-Face. And it came up with the idea that Harvey Dent grew up in an abusive home with his father, and his father flipped a coin, and he said, "We'll play a game. If it lands on heads, I beat you tonight. And if it lands on tails, then you go free."
That's a power. It changes the tone a lot, but yes,
and of course,
it's not bad.
It's a two-headed coin.
Oh, well, yeah.
So Harvey always lost on that. And
it's like fuck chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Or that's
he had
not
no
chance at all.
Yeah, he had no chance.
I'd rather have. I'm trying to break down the psyche.
Yeah.
I'd rather have actual chance than what was given to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But he tracks down his father later on as Two-Face to get another lucky silver dollar from him because he loses his first coin in the Eye of the Beholder. And he brings up, like, this is what you did to me, sort of thing. But that's the significance it has in his life. And The Long Halloween sort of has that implication in a scene where Gilda finds Harvey when he's just got the coin in his hand. And he's thinking about it, and he's like, I visited my father, and things like that. So, which brings me into another thing. The Eye of the Beholder, like, The Long Halloween is one of the most famous origins of Harvey Dent into Two-Face. But Jeff Loeb pretty much took all the Harvey Dent beats from The Eye of the Beholder. The Eye of the Beholder is the original. The Eye of the Beholder is the shadow to the Long Halloween's Batman.
Gotcha.
In this case,
The Eye of the Beholder is a Batman run.
It is a Batman run.
Yeah.
It is a one story. It's a very long story, but it's one story, and it delves way deeper into Harvey Dent's character than The Long Halloween ever does.
Okay.
And there's different beats in there that are directly drawn into The Long Halloween. Completely different writer, completely different artist, but moments like Gordon saying he does that, or the rooftop meeting of Batman, Gordon, and Dent is in there. Certain characters, like Harvey's assistant Fields, is in there, and I'll get further and further as we go along with that. But to me, a lot of the Long Halloween, in terms of a Harvey Dent story, it's a little overrated when it comes to Harvey Dent stuff, because Harvey's main role in that consists of a lot of dialogue that play on the two puns, and you don't really get to see the psychological transformation as much as you would think. Whereas in The Eye of the Beholder, you do.
Okay.
So, anyway, there's a long tangent to say there are many origins to the coin, but the one that is the most famous is the abusive father, and the fact that he used that to beat him when he was younger. So it's either that versus in the movie it's just Harvey's lucky coin. Which one do you prefer?
Oh, definitely not the movie one.
That was easy. Yeah, I prefer the comics too because it's such a rich backstory, and it's also like you kind of have to have Harvey in a fucked up childhood in order to buy the idea that this guy would